Hey there, Editor Portal here with a bit of an update. The last week of Oz had all gotten corrupted thanks to some issues on my end, so we kind of missed out on a whole bunch of stuff. But the issue has been resolved, and all the games should be good in order to remember and see again. Enjoy. Alrighty, it's time for D&D. Checking everything. All right. So this week, hopefully, we have no technical issues that destroy my computer in the middle of DMing again.
Man, that was rough. I forgot about that.
Last week,
Yeah.
you guys, after the incident in the evening, you checked up on the townsfolk of Losat, found most of them exhausted, according to Ori, as a symptom of their minor exposure to corruption in the aftermath of your battle with whatever creature that was that you faced. Um, so you relaxed over the evening, introduced each other, had a good breakfast cooked up by Aspen, and you noted that you guys could now, in the morning light, see past the sun and see the night sky, even though it is not nighttime. The sun's light having been diminished in your eyes by most likely the artifact attuned to your wrists. You guys did a little bit of talking around the town and then proceeded on your way further north to Issilium Hold. Um, Along the way, let me bust open the world map. That's the world map, not the Issilium map. Okie dokie. Along the way, you passed through Fool's March, but before that, you met a strange man in a burlap sack outfit who spoke of murdering some sort of creature that Eldegard recognized as potentially a grunge. Um, you just let him be. Then you headed up north to Fool's March, where through some investigating efforts of your own, or in some other instances not investigative at all, um, discovered more about uh, the recent addition to the Magic Academy in Issilium Hold, specifically its new department based upon astrology. As far as the rich people are concerned, it's a new pet toy, and the evening's events doesn't seem to have the evening's events of the crashing of the meteor at Losat doesn't seem to have affected, at least in any real way, Fool's March. Um, Gemini met with an old contact, got a little bit of information, and started heading back to regroup. And after some exposure to pretty insensitive opinions from the local nobles, uh, you guys regrouped and headed to the mail station. And you guys let Urek and Eldegard wait in line, as well as all the ducks, to deliver some letters. Upon which Eldegard discovered that Ori has a setting to change to its tone, at least somewhat, to try to adjust to its user, though it does seem to drain its power much more quickly. Uh, After that quick conversation, we wrapped up with you guys heading out of Fool's March and marching towards the Issilium Hold, where we arrived at the end of last week, and you step up this week. Yeah. Anything you guys would like to do as you're approaching the city? Before I describe it?
Mm. Aspen is probably playing something very loudly. Like
Of course.
they've been on the road and she's like still in road trip tunes mode.
How long have we been walking for? Like between the towns?
Between the two towns, the walk between Fool's March and Issilium is only like a day and a half. It's very short.
So we
That's
haven't
very
slept
short.
since.
You would have like long rested, but it was a how do I put it? It was like I rolled nothing, just quiet evening. Just
What time is it now?
as you arrive, it is early morning. We're talking like okay, maybe not my early morning. It's closer to like 11.
I was like, oh, so like
So,
5,
okay.
6.
Yeah, early morning. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh wait a minute. Everybody here wakes
So
up.
it's
Got
literally
it.
midday.
Yeah, midday.
11:59. It's morning technically.
Yeah,
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 Aspen.
tell us if the guys are serving breakfast.
They stop at 11 a.m. Tyler. You know that.
Exactly.
Right. The sun this morning is pretty nice, and the breeze cold and chill. It's a pretty good day. As you step up to the outer smaller cities of Issilium Hold, it has expanded quite a bit over the last couple of months, especially after the end of the war. People are much more comfortable, and the growth of the city has been phenomenal. Business has been booming in pretty much every single aspect, and what was once a little bit more organized and refined a city is now turning into a more sprawling outer mess. And it's good, it's busy, it's keeping people working. At least, that's what some would believe. As you approach, you would enter the kind of shanty, smaller towns outside of the actual city itself, at which point you would see the massive blackstone walls, as well as a new addition for those of you who have not been to Issilium in the last couple of months. A large tower is being sprung up by the university grounds. It's a pretty large building that you can just barely see peeking over the wall, as well as construction still being worked on it. There's scaffolding that reaches up. It's pretty, like, large and obnoxious sight. Mostly probably because it's not finished yet. Where would you guys like to go?
Are we?
Aspen's like, wow, gentrification is really ruining the skyline here.
As you're approaching the outer edge of the city, and where you would like to go as you arrive.
We're like at
Enough.
the edge of this Gloom Steps district right now,
Correct.
right?
You guys are that
I'm
red
not very
dot.
familiar. What is that, Aspen? What is gentrification?
It's basically something that makes all the food in an area like better and makes your house more appealing to post in different publications for other people to admire.
Huh, sounds like a good thing. Well, is anyone else hungry?
Um,
Is there a bard college in this town?
there is a minor Bard College. It is not. It's not minor because it's not a big college. It's minor as in, you know how there's like community college and then well-known college. It's like a more
Yeah.
community local.
It's like a
college.
community bard college.
Yeah, that's a closer way to look at it.
Huh.
Cool. I like to imagine that they have like a rival sports team to the astrology college.
Oh no, the wizards are gonna get pummeled.
Cool. I just was curious. I don't think I want to do anything with them though.
They play Quidditch. Yeah, but Urek would, when Eldegard asks if we want to eat, probably say yes to that for sure.
Are you guys looking for a spot to eat then?
There's gotta
Yeah.
be some place in here that has decent food.
Probably,
Have I
I
been
don't
before?
know, depending on how it looks near us, though, we might want to move a little bit more
maybe
in.
we
to the
maybe
city.
we move get past the walls first before we start looking for a place to eat.
As for you, Eldegard, you would have visited Issilium Hold several times. It's a central trade location. It's very well renowned. Your family comes on pretty regular visits, especially since they live out further to the country. It's kind of hard to get like the same sort of local renown and respect from some of the nobles here, but you know the family's been working it up.
Nice.
Good for them.
They're trying their best. Every time I look
Doing
at
their
my
best.
profile picture, I just cackle internally.
Is there, as we're walking in, this place is like famous, huh? Do we have a
I mean, it's the capital of
list
the
of
city.
places? Oh yeah, there it is. There's a list of places. What's Chicken Cliff?
You want to
Would you-
find out?
Where's the list of places?
Bottom left is the map. It doesn't have. I should have probably ported that in. I'll do that later, probably in our snack break.
I'm looking for descriptions of each of these places in the tabs.
Yeah, I have those.
Yep.
Sweats
he
nervously.
Did that.
There's
Is
some.
there a way to zoom out on the map a little bit?
If you scroll out with scroll wheel or page up, page down.
But
Page
yeah,
down?
so we're at the edge of the Gloom
Zooms in.
Steps.
Or
And we
zoomed
would
up.
be going into the Black
Portal.
Gardens if we cross this
Mhm.
river,
Page down.
creek kind of thing here.
I think that's the wall.
Is that
No,
a
I think the wall
The
is
brown.
The wall is the black thing
yeah.
here.
Wall is the dark brown.
I'm
the
sorry.
creek
What,
is
what were you
brown.
pointing at for the river?
This.
the light
Is that
brown
not
is
the
the
road?
river.
That's road crossing a river. That's a bridge where I'm pinging, I think.
Yes, that is correct.
Huh.
Bridge.
I would not have known that.
And this is like a lake. Like
What's
that
a
big
lake?
Well,
thing.
it's a
Not
it's,
lake. It's a
it's-
big river. It's a
yeah,
bigger river.
It feeds into the large river.
It's feeding into a baby river.
Oh, I thought
They
that
had
was
a
a
baby.
wall.
No, the wall's this black thing,
Mhm,
this line
correct.
here, the dark line.
That's a very small wall.
Well,
I know.
it's in retrospect.
This is the
Just
capital,
it's
right?
small compared to the river
Yeah, it's small.
and the
compared to
baby
everything.
How
river.
big is this river?
Very.
It's a big baby river.
So, what's the
Very
Black Gardens?
Ooh, you can roll me a history check to find out more in specific detail.
I mean, we're about to
Okay.
find out.
Well, you're about to find out some of it. Yes, with a 14 Eldegard, that's not enough to find out to remember the dirtiest secrets about the Black Gardens, but you remember it has that moniker not for a positive reason. That it's not that crime is rife, but it's a home to the most centralized of the Undercity members of Issilium Hold.
Gross.
It's pretty much the would-be parasite that has popped up over the last couple of months with the end of the war, and it is home to pretty much anything you could maybe afford, with varying tiers of legality.
Black market, let's fucking go.
I want to buy knockoff Gucci.
Listen, I'm not sure how many of you have been to Issilium Hold before, but I recommend as we pass to this road over here that we do not, or that you hide all your valuables.
Don't beat anyone's cases.
And I repeat, do not give anything to any urchins.
It's a bad neighborhood.
Alright.
Hey man, some people need help. We're just gonna see what they got to offer. I happen to like doing business in places like this sometimes.
Don't
I do
worry, I'm
not.
good at spotting pickpockets.
And I have nothing to be pickpocketed for.
Someone tries to pickpocket Gemini, well, they're gonna lose something. Probably a hand.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna, I guess, walk through there.
The street.
It seems to be the main road.
Okie dokie. Are you? Yeah, no, you guys are good. As you step through the streets, you can see the outer cities are not as well designed or laid out, but they're not ramshackle. They're not as bad as you would have expected them to be, having been an outlying town built over the last couple of months. It's surprisingly very sturdy. The architecture is mostly clean. Like, these streets are much cleaner than you would have expected, is one big example. And you see occasional patrols of guards and other folk who are just pretty much vibing, at least to the eyes of our more criminally inclined. You would be aware that they are probably looking for easy marks, but you guys have someone very clearly armed, and you're traveling kind of in the essential, like, adventuring group formation, and most of the local urchins are only alive because they know better than to mess with local adventurers.
Yeah, I got an accordion. You better fuck off.
I got an accordion and I know how to use it.
On the other hand, great swords are a lot of money.
On the other hand, yeah.
Would it be really obvious if a musician was traveling with like 4 people with weapons that they were like a combat bard? I feel like it would be kind of.
Well, there are presumptions to be made.
Of course.
The other thought would be that the bard is super important and needs a full squad.
Yeah,
Yes.
just guardians.
I love this idea.
Who are the 4 people
Protect.
with weapons?
You have ducks, strong weapon.
I don't have ducks.
Oh yeah,
oh, no,
the
sorry.
duck trail.
You have horns, strong weapon.
They're not very big horns.
Valrius is like, what am I supposed to do in a fight?
Don't worry, I'll protect you too.
Stay close.
At the mention of someone needing protecting, you see Darkwing just kind of leaps up, floats in the air for a bit, flapping his
Yes.
wings, and then it lands on top of your head, Valrius. Vigilant.
Oh.
God, now you have duck.
Yeah, I guess I'm good now, huh?
It's a bit heavy.
Yep.
He's a fat boy.
Somebody's been eating too many koi fish, it looks like.
Too much fish.
He ate so
Dude.
much fish.
So much. Yeah. And you
I
guys
blame
move
you.
through.
You just gave him all his fish.
Passing over the river. It's a pretty quiet, nice sight of a beautiful stream, even with the more shady locals. Before you get further and further, closer to the walls and the gate.
Should
If
we
you-
eat it out here?
It's up to you guys.
Have you found anything? Any
If you guys would
places
look,
that you think are safe enough to eat at?
I don't know if
Let
safe
alone
is
have
not
decent
always
quality food.
fun.
Well, Aspen's gonna start
Learn
like
more.
flipping her watch and be like, "Hey, where? Oh shit!" Aspen's gonna be like, what's the watch's name again? Maury.
Ori.
Maury.
Ori.
Yeah,
he's not a watch. He's not an Apple Watch.
he's an Apple Watch. Aspen's gonna start tapping him.
Hey,
She's like,
Siri.
"Hey, where's this star energy you're talking about? Is it close?"
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna ask for a restaurant location.
Yeah, hey Ori,
Apple
where's a
Watch.
good bar?
Open
GPS
map
real
quest.
quick.
Hey Ori, where's the nearest Starbucks?
Mm.
It's right next to you. Oh, look at that.
They serve starfish. Oh man, that's not good. All right, you say that, and you hear him scanning, and then your wristwatch or your wrist kind of faintly glows blue for a moment. It's thankfully masked by the sun and like the bright light of today. But there's kind
What
of
sun?
the sun that's in the sky.
All I see is stars.
just because
Finding
you
a star.
It's a star.
just because you can see behind the glass screen doesn't mean it's not there.
The glass screen.
Don't
We're
worry.
living in a simulation.
Yes.
Always
Essentially,
has been.
Yes.
The sun was
Oh,
never
no.
real.
Back to Warren. There's a pulse of all of you would feel it, magical energy. Boom, and you hear Ori going, calculating, and then all of your other bracelets ping. Boom, boom, boom. And then you see a kind of faint mini map pop up over the kind of far right of your vision, far edge.
Oh, nice. Hey, Matt.
That has seemingly done a very, very rough scan of the local area, and you see that it is pinging the magical energy right here. Right there.
Where we are?
The university. No, at the university.
Oh,
Beep, boop,
I didn't
beep,
have the
boop,
map
boop.
up.
Detected.
No, look at that. It is university.
Hmm.
How fitting, Aspen mutters, and she kind of looks around. She's like, "Well, I guess we could get lunch before we head up."
I mean, yeah, we can't show up there hungry.
Yeah, I actually would refuse to,
Exactly.
No, he's fine on an empty stomach.
and I gotta refill. I gotta find some halfling tobacco. We're gonna. If you're in college, you gotta, smoke mad, swamp weed. bogweed, whatever, fantasy style.
All right.
You do you.
And I gotta find a knockoff. What's a good fantasy designer name? Gotta find knockoff.
Scotchy.
Beats by Dre, but it's a drum.
It's also a
Beats by
club.
Beats by Dr. Drow.
Oh shit! Yes.
In their club, they're a series of clubs. Yeah.
No, we can just find lunch.
Are there?
Mhm.
Is there like guards at the gate as we walk in?
Yeah, but again, it's busy. Commerce is rolling. You guys don't look any more suspicious or out of place than anyone else, so you just go in. They do give you like
I
a
would
look.
like to ask him.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, good guard, sir. You
Mhm.
haven't seen any monsters fall from the sky, have you? No reason.
He looks at you, and like kind of squints, stares like over the wall, back to his companion, and the companion just doesn't like his paraguard just kind of whistles, just and the other guard goes, no, I don't think so.
Aspen holds up her arm, and like,
I'm gonna put my hand on. I'm gonna grab your wrist. Can I do an insight check on that whistle?
Sure.
Oh, it did not have my character sheet open. Please be good.
Hey, with a 20, it's not a
Hey.
call for help. It's just him pretending that he can't hear you. He's not a very good guard. At least not in the respects of wanting to listen to your monsters are falling out from this guy. It is just kind of like, nah. The other guard just kind of looks at you. Eldegard just says,
I'm going to wait. Don't I have friendship or something?
oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna cast friends.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I will preface this information before you do that. That the last source of the war that lasted almost I think it was a decade, if I recall correctly, because like I can't. Time is my enemy. It was begun by an enchanting mage. Just keep that in mind when you when you do things.
How every game I'm in has the message "fuck enchanters."
Well, not all of them. Depends on where you.
Modern Magic does.
A lot of my recent games have that message.
Because it's real fuck, Tyler.
Exactly.
So is there just like no way for me to do both?
No. I'm saying be very careful with when you choose to use your enchantment magic. Because people will
I mean,
remember
I'm not
that.
gonna make him like murder his friend. I'm just like,
No,
I
I know.
just want him to be my buddy. You
Mhm.
know, what's agency? I'm just taking away a little agency.
I'm just making sure you're aware of that. And yep.
Sorry, hold on. I had to grab more food. I'm like fucking starving.
You should also note the second half of the spell. When the spell ends, the creature realizes you use magic to influence its mood and becomes hostile towards you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be around when this.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Because what? It lasts like a minute or something. Hold on.
Correct.
1 minute.
Yeah, it lasts a minute. Yeah, Aspen's going to. She just kind of like sidle up close and she's like, "Hey, come on, buddy. Like, listen, you know, you've been working here all day. Just we're trying to look for something. We need a space monster, some kind of asteroid, or people wearing these." And she shows him her like bracer. She's like, "Come on, like surely you guys have heard something around, you know, any reports of weird stuff."
He kind of just looks at you and he goes, that sounds like something for those wizards. What are their names again? I don't know. They just don't shut up. Everybody's talking about them in their Star Club.
It feels like Portal wants us to go to the university.
Yeah, well, she's asking specifically about people who know shit about space. And he kind of just looked at you. As for bracelets like that, I mean, there's a jeweler nearby.
do
Alright.
know
Aspen,
spells
I
to
don't
cast?
think
You
these
guys would
guys
know
have
this.
the answers.
Man, law enforcement's gotten pretty lax these days.
Do I recognize the spell?
You may roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
We should
Aspen's
go
like,
get our breakfast or lunch or brunch or whatever, and then just
Yeah.
find some real
Yeah,
answers from
let's get outta
some
here.
people that actually know what they're talking about.
It's a
Yeah.
minor charm from the looks of it for Eldegard. Nothing too egregious, though most people take it poorly.
I think he's gonna look very surprised at Aspen and shoot do something like that, but okay, let's go get lunch. Quickly,
Very
quickly now.
quickly.
We were never here.
As you say that, you see one of the ducks goes under your legs. Full sprint. And as the swarm and you guys go further inside the city, you can just barely make out the guard going, "Hey, wait a minute!"
Aspen gives a little like whistle and starts playing her accordion again.
Oh no. All right. Going to places to eat. My question is: are you guys looking for one, or trusting someone who's been here before to find one? And what
Well,
kind
what's
of-
Farbridge like? Like, what does it look like? What is the
Oh yeah, almost forgot to describe it. My bad.
site, man?
Yeah, I feel like I'm floating in a vacuum.
We had
Oh,
some fun with the guards, right? The second we stepped in, so it's not your fault.
So the local area out here in this district, it's not Farbridge. Farbridge is the actual bridge.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking like the colors, like the separation of
That's good.
colors.
The local area is kind of the businesses and the houses that have sprung up around what is a very large temple of Azadin. You can see on the horizon, or well, not on the horizon. You can see it up the hill, right? You can see like the gates and the big pearly white kind of like statues that are poking over. It's this very extravagant temple, huge, gigantic, multi-story cathedral. It has an awesome tower with a little church bell on it that does not ring yet, but it's nice. It's a pretty welcoming sight. Makes it easy to tell that this place at least has a very strong connection with the Lord of the Sun. As a follow-up, the local area around you is pretty, I don't want to say box standard, but unfortunately, it's nice stonework. There is black and blue kind of paving across the road. The houses are mostly made to match, as if it was made out of a necessity rather than a luxury. But the newer buildings here seem much more colorful and against the HMA or fuck the homeowners associations. A little bit more distinct, more wealthy. Again, all of the things that were reconstructed after the war or built post it look far more more useless, I guess, is a good way to put it. They're less conservative about everything. They're just chilling. People living their daily lives on the street. Roads a little bit packed, not too bad though.
I'd like to look for a place just based on my memory being here.
Oh yeah. Okay. So one problem with that: are you looking for a place that Eldegard would have gone to, or in a place that Eldegard would have seen? Because your family would have taken you to, like, we're talking rich local restaurants.
True. More upscale. But yeah, maybe a place that just looked nice up, like him passing through this place.
Oh, look at that place! How quaint! It is like a full, like, family restaurant.
It
It's
looks
like,
cozy.
It's like a golden corral.
oh, I've
But
never
it's
been.
Wow,
in.
how do they get all the cheese in there?
But it's literally you eat inside of a like corral, like a pen.
Oh my, that sounds terrible. Yeah, you guys can
And you're
find
here with your family.
a local eatery. Let me look
Everyone
at my
history?
list. You may.
Fantasy Denny's starts banging on table.
Oh gosh, what if we get a
You
Okay.
see a fight outside of Fantasy Denny's.
Waffle House?
What kind of
Waffles.
what kind of foods are you looking for? That's the word.
As usual, I do end up being a lot of seafood because I want to eat something for ducks.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Ooh. Oh, I hate myself.
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
I have a document of pun names for places.
Yeah.
Welcome to Short John's Eatery.
Get fucked.
That's not a
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear
Yeah, I know, but it's a pun and joke name. Short John's.
you.
And it's
say he was-
Short John's Bronzes. And it's a nice, very homely place. It's got a open grill that is cooking several types of seafood. We're talking big fish, small fish, probably the same fish.
Red fish, blue fish.
Yeah.
Three fish,
They've
two
got
fish.
a very clear, like, open bar that they're serving alcohol. It's a nice kind of small, off the road kind of. It clearly generates its revenue not from consistent consumerism, but like holidays and like business and people who are visiting, rather than relying upon the local population. It's very much tied to how active the local trade markets are. And if you guys want to take a seat and eat, you may take a seat and order something to eat from Small John's Bronze.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Who's paying, by the way? Just asking ahead of time. If you are
One
paying,
question.
who's planning on paying?
How expensive is the food here?
Not very. It's several silver. Like, for the most expensive, it's like 5 silver.
I'll pay for myself and maybe Urek.
I'll pay for myself and my +1
Yeah, I can do it myself.
with your
I can also pay for myself.
legally obtained funds.
Why don't we just all pay for
I have
ourselves?
legally attained funds.
We'll be good.
Yeah, cool. What would you guys like to order from Small? I should do the waitress because this is a fun one. As you guys kind of get your own little spot past the receptionist, who is this very kind of so bored human. It looks like he has not had. It looks like he's been working here for at least a year and a half and doesn't know how to get out. That's the expression you can see in his eyes. And he's dressed in their uniform, which is this nice kind of bronze colored shirt, so it's terrible, and like black shorts that are just awful. And they got like a little apron and their name tag, and this fellow's name is Will, W-I-L, and he just, welcome to Small John's Bronze. How can I help you?
Booth, please.
Okay, 4, 1, 2,
6.
3, 4.
Plus like 3 ducks.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Every time it
Alright.
comes to ducks, there's always an extra one over.
Okay. He kind of just
I
looks.
need to make that 13 ducks.
He kind of looks at a little sheet on his thing. It's very clearly like a emergency policy thing, and he's just like, whatever. Sure, take that one at the far end over there by the window. Here's the menu. You only need the one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we need 2.
Okay. You see him reach down, grab another menu, and just like hand it to you nonchalantly. Enjoy your meal.
Aspen whispers. She's
Why,
like,
thank you.
Aspen's like, this guy is good.
Customer service A+.
And as he walks away, I don't know. Never mind. I'll just follow him.
Yeah, you guys get seated. He doesn't even walk with you, really. He just points, and there's like a very few amount of people here, so it's pretty easy to see which booth he's pointing at, and he's just like shooing you along, pretty much. He's terrible. He's the worst. But as soon as you sit down, a much more bubbly individual approaches. This one is a taller halfling than Aspen, who has her braids tied up very neatly. She's got a similar kind of worker's uniform to good old Will. Her name is 10. Wait, is that the right one? No. I can't read.
You read her
Her name is...
number.
Yeah, yep. My brain is functioning. Her name
Her
is
name
Tanya.
Ken.
Her name is Tanya. And she's like, hello, welcome to Small John's Bronze. How can I help you today? What would you like? Any drinks? Appetizers? And she has a big old smile on her face.
I look to the ducks. They're kind of like congregating together into a single mass. What do you guys want?
The forum
They
has
start to,
decided.
like, jump up.
The forum
I
has
think
fucking...
we should order one of those giant piles of seafood boil, like with the seasoning.
What, any particulars? Or are the ducks allergic to anything?
No, not at all.
Good to know.
One of the ducks sneezes. For no reason.
Any of you have allergies?
Nah.
Sorry, can you repeat your
I
question?
shake my head.
Allergies.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Not here.
What would you all like to drink?
Water.
Filled with wine.
What
Okay.
do we got?
So
water,
your
I got-
so your offerings are as follows. You guys can get water. You guys can get some nice juiced air quote beverages, as well as some lighter alcohol drinks. Unfortunately, they don't have hard today.
They don't have chilled white wine.
Nope.
That is light alcohol. Okay.
I'm dumb.
I want the juiced thing.
Okie dokie.
I would also like juiced beverage.
Juice beverage. All right.
It's a juice box.
It is fruit juices.
Juice
Okay.
box. Capri Sun, please.
Caprice.
No, it's
all right.
just tang.
Can you put a straw in the hole for me, please?
Can I get a kitty
Mom, I
cup?
can't open it.
I want to put the straw in.
Where's my maze? I need new crayons. Oh, God damn it.
There's 5 kids all at a restaurant with the coloring sheets out. Like,
All right.
I'm gonna take a water.
All righty.
Me too.
Yeah. So drink.
It's like a bucket for
Gonna
ducks.
get- Are we gonna get that giant seafood boil?
yeah.
I think that's the move.
Yeah, what are you
That
gonna
sounds
get?
like a good idea.
Oh, are we gonna
I
share
will
one of those?
Yeah. We pile it in the middle of the table. You know, it's got crab legs sticking out. It's got sausage and potatoes and fish and shrimp. And then we, we go in on it like a bunch of wild animals. It's like a classic.
All right.
The ducks start quacking in excitement. I think it's an absolutely lovely idea.
Are we?
Aspen like picks one up on her arm and she's like petting. She's like, "Yeah, they get it, right?"
Quack.
I feel like the better question is: are we gonna get anything away from the ducks?
We might need to get 2 plates, I'll be honest.
Quack.
Yep.
I
One
think
seafood.
I'll get my own dish.
One seafood boil, Tanya. A big
Alright.
one.
Oop. The very biggest.
Just dump it out.
Just-
Like a bunch
Just
of
give
Okay,
me
please.
something, anything else that's for one person, Tanya.
All
No,
right.
no, no.
Do you have a
get this man
preference
a
in
slot.
seafoods?
Shellfish.
Understood. Anyone else have any orders today?
That actually made me cringe because in real life I'm allergic to shellfish, and I just said that out loud.
Oh, no.
Oh.
The pain.
Urek, you can do it.
You're right. Enjoy the self.
You-
Shell
I'll
He's,
live vicariously
he's
through you.
stronger than I can be.
Be that which I cannot. Escape that which I cannot.
This is. That's
It's
how you
like,
can tell.
why'd
this is a
you make Urek the way he was? Because he can eat shellfish.
This is like a lactose intolerant person playing a character that drinks a ton of fucking milk.
It's perfect. Milk.
You
meat
guys have
soup
been to
on
those
shrine.
restaurants though, where it's just like the seafood boil on paper, just like all over the table. That's what I want. I want to ruin everybody else's lunch with this delicious pile of seafood.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
It's not long till your food is taken, your order is taken, and your meal is brought, and it is delicious. If there's anything you'd like to talk about over lunch, feel free.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is put my arm across the entire squad of ducks here, holding them back. You guys might want to service those first.
All right. grab
Yeah.
a bunch of food.
I am just gonna eat my, I don't know, plate of clams or whatever.
How many ducks sneak past Eldegard?
Let's roll.
What
And
I
I'm
roll,
going
D6?
to occupy
D6.
McGann's attention as well by sharing it with him.
All right,
So that's one
D5.
less duck to worry about.
D5.
Okay. D5.
What's the name of the duck that wants to be the headliner and is my rival?
All
13.
of them?
13.
Or 13. I think it's 13.
That's a lot of ducks.
Four ducks.
You see, as Eldegard is like holding them in one hand, some of the other ones just kind of like are pretending to be like enjoying the embrace, and you see them like kind of wiggle like really quick noodles, and then just straight for the bowl. Their little web.
Come on, guys. Manners. What have I taught you?
Dipping its head in.
They like it. Aspen's like petting them.
Mm-hmm. The entirety of all of the few people are in here that are in here are just kind of looking at you guys.
We're that table.
You're that table. Yeah,
They're just jealous because they don't have ducks.
that's true.
Yeah.
No, sir, we're that booth.
Oh, you're right.
It's almost worse.
All right. Each of you who sneaks a piece of food, you're not getting bread.
A gasp goes between all the ducks except one who goes.
He's willing to take that risk.
Just still going at it.
Keep out to risk it all.
Which one is it, Darkwing?
Let's actually roll for it. One moment. Let's see which one.
Who could not handle it anymore?
Who could take? Who has the guts? Let's see.
This duck really said we live in a society. This is the Joker duck.
This one's Colin. He has you see that his feathers are a variety of like lighter grays, blacks, and you see like a blue and a green one in there too. It's like he's the patchwork duck. He looks completely out of place with the rest of them. He does not look in some angles like a duck. Sometimes he looks like a goose. From the way he stands, he's crazy. He's untamed. Who knows what he'll do next? And the answer is eat carp.
Yes.
Gosh darn it, Cullen. I'm trying to fish him out of the bowl.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to do at lunch?
I think I'm too busy wrangling my ducks to. I get like small little bites here and there. I'm too busy wrangling them.
Food.
Valrius is just home.
So who's all like just scarfing down in this bowl together? All of you?
Yeah.
Except for the duck wrangler?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's that guy.
I don't
Couldn't
know
be me.
if Gemini. I don't think
Oh,
Gemini is.
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm grabbing small pieces.
Just waiting for the opening between the ducks and Valrius and just grabbing a
Ducks and Valrius.
and Aspen. She's housing.
Yep.
She's
that booth.
small, but she can eat a lot.
Yep.
Actually,
Same.
people on brand for her to be like, I need to have the hugest pile, and then she only eats kind of like maybe like a few crab legs, and then she gets distracted like feeding the ducks and stuff.
Yes. Food.
Urek's just
Hey.
standing to the side with. Sorry, go ahead, Mo.
Oh, no, I have a full conversation about to start, so you can go first.
Okay. I'm just standing to the side with McGann. I imagine like we're both just staring at you all, and just I'm feeding him like one clam, and I eat one, and feed him one, and then eat one.
Yeah.
He's very
like
polite.
you're looking at them, and he's looking at them because you're looking at them, but he's more like on the clam.
He's like, if I do what this human does, he'll feed me.
Exactly. Right? Understanding. And you were saying, Gemini?
Hey, Aspen.
Yes. Hey.
Why did you? Oh God, I can hear myself. Why did you instinctively show the bracelet to the guards?
they probably know a lot of information, and I just thought, like, who's gonna see? I mean, why are we hiding them? What's so bad about them?
We don't know what they are.
By the way, they didn't know anything about the bracelets.
Yeah, so who
I
cares?
think we might have just gotten lucky on that one.
Nah. I think, you want information, you ask the cops. What do they do all day? They stand around, they watch people walk by. I don't really think those guys are smart enough to put two and two together and have kind of some nefarious overarching conspiracy out to get something that we've only been for 24 hours, 36. I don't know.
They didn't seem to be the brightest.
Those guys aren't the real cops.
Yeah, I'm probably more afraid of like duck farts than those guys.
No, that's something you have to be very afraid of.
You worry too much, Gemini. Just, have some crab.
Ah!
The crab's gone. I'll have some.
We
Panicking.
can't
I
take
say-
these things off.
I say we check the university. And we do, I think it is Gemini's right. We shouldn't talk too much about it. But if the university doesn't give us all the information we need, I can try to find the marshals that live in Issilium. Shouldn't be too hard.
Who's Marshall?
You
Just
can roll me a
kidding.
history check.
Never want to.
Yeah, you may.
Miss Marshall, I hate you.
He's a
Will the real
star.
Slim Shady please stand up?
Yeah, just assume whenever I make a cheesy joke, Aspen made it in the game because
Nice.
I guess that's pretty bardy.
With a 17 Eldegard, you would know the Marshals is a local peacekeeping force that propped up out of old war veterans and then some. Closer to traveling groups of guardsmen and adventurers, they have a very vested interest in helping keep the peace. They're not the official law-keeping force in Issilium or the region, but they are one of them. They are kind of peacemakers and advocates of it. They're more a beneficial militia, but there's not too many of them as far as you recall. But the ones that do, you generally have a good impact on the local area. Yeah?
I forget how long ago has it been since the war, like a year?
The war ended 8 months ago.
8 months, okay. So some of us could have actually fought in the war.
That shit's fresh.
Or I was imagining like old guys.
No. It's more likely that they will be in their 30s. Some might be in their 50s to 60s, but most of them will not be. They would be middle-aged.
How long did the war last?
10 years.
Damn, okay.
Is it 10 or is it 5?
Is it 1 second? Let me fucking check my notes again. We'll go. 5. I'm good. I'm good with timelines. I promise you.
5?
5?
5. I'm sorry. There's like
5 years?
I have
Okay.
timelines of things that are supposed to happen. So it's hard.
Oh boy.
So you didn't want to like reveal anything?
Yeah, it's me looking. I'm like, where am I here?
Like, oh, just kidding. The war's still going, and it will for another 5 years.
Whoops.
What year is it?
No, 10 years.
Oh, okay. Thank God someone's keeping track. I have to do so much bookkeeping. All of my notes are a mess.
No. Yeah, the war was 5 years, but
We'll get you a binder
from
for
what you
Christmas.
told me, at least.
The subject of veritable timelines aside, what would you guys like to do?
Go to the college.
Okay.
Aspen
your total-
generously tips.
What is generous tipping?
What's
how
the
much?
bill?
I was just about to tell you that. For each of you individually, if you guys are just chipping in equally for the big bowl, that would be 1, 2 silver a person, and for Urek it is 3 silver.
All right. Put down 3 silver.
I'll put an extra 5 silver just for dealing with all my ducks.
What a nice tip.
Yeah, Aspen. Like, let's say Aspen tips. Yeah, 5 silver too.
Okie dokie. No.
We should give him the literal bill and tip.
Put it on my bill.
Quack. Every time a duck joke is made, one of them quacks. This is canonical. Yeah, heading forward back out into the city streets. The afternoon is a little bit windier, but you can make your way very easily to the church or to the academy grounds if you would like.
Is there like a storm rolling in, maybe?
You can roll me a nature check
Oh yeah, baby.
or survival.
Oh, the only thing I know more than nature is survival.
Okie dokie with a
Well.
9.
Aspen finds an umbrella and throws it in the garbage, and it's like, I will never need that.
With a 9, it looks like it's just a particularly windy day.
DM, are
Nice.
umbrellas invented yet?
In different ways, yes.
I like the wooden parasols.
They got parasols. They've got fucking coats, bro. Cloaks, hoods.
Gotta ask in every setting, though.
Just cast floating disc over your head, walk around.
Ah, yes.
The wizard umbrella. Dun, dun, dun. This jazz music gets me every time. Yeah, so just straight to the college grounds. Good boy. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I guess we are.
Doom, 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 doom. Crossing over one of the bridges through the nicer district into the academy grounds, you guys see a veritable amount of kind of just security in terms of the way this place is designed. There are more steel fences and like actual patrolling guards on this side of the bridge. You can see just barely several houses that line the local area, probably student housing as far as you can tell and from recent memory. And then the academy itself is this massive series of buildings that are interconnected, and some are just separate wings entirely. It is about let me count how many floors. 1 second. 3 stories tall, and you see another massive building in the tower being constructed closer to the river at the back end of everything. And there's all sorts of people walking around. We're talking halflings, half orcs, humans, elves, very few of them, half elves, a couple of more monstrous races. We're talking half orcs, a singular minotaur, a couple of felis, all sorts of people.
Felis.
Yeah, small little
Give it
cat
to me.
people.
Oh look, there is some exotics here.
Does
I'm sorry. That one got me.
Just casual, noble racism.
Casual, yeah.
I'll look at my bracelet,
so-
see what
Yeah.
it thinks about. Be like, hey Ori, are we getting hot?
Body temperature detected.
Haha,
Below
good
normal.
one.
Check your heart rate.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later.
This guy
How
is
close are we
good.
to the rock?
Urek, are you okay?
Again, another quick pulse. Foom, foom, foom. Faint, like, lights kind of flicker, and you see the guards this time seem a little bit more attentive to even the faint magic. And one of them just kind of watches you. It's a bigger man with a nice kind of rounded helmet with a small little glass screen, almost like a visor, and a spear on his back, and he's just arms crossed watching you guys from a short distance away, but you guys would all notice him. And you hear boop, 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 boop. Void corruption detected under, and it kind of like brings a 3D visualization of the big tower that is being constructed. It looks like it is just one floor below, where you now
I
would
want
see
to step
basement.
between. Want to step between the visuals of the 3D model and the guard.
Oh, I should clarify for these. All of these visuals are in your minds, as far as you're aware.
Okay.
No one else has ever commented on them in the HUDs and stuff. That is still a real fear to have, because you wouldn't realize that until a little bit more testing. But yeah, they're all in your head. They're all kind of in-game HUDs, kind of. if that makes
Okay.
sense. The only
Yeah.
time they are not, I will explicitly state.
We have a
such.
mini map.
Yeah.
And we see like more of the tower existing.
Correct.
Ooh, the tower.
Yeah, I think we gotta go to the tower.
I agree.
I love breaking into
No.
construction zones.
Well, I was going to ask that. Do we really need to break in? Perhaps we should check in at the office.
Yeah, but if they don't let us, like, okay, so we already know we have to go in here. So what if they say no? We're gonna break in anyway, but it'll be even harder.
Perhaps. What do you think, Urek?
Definitely.
Urek, with your passive
Wait.
perception, you would see the guard just very clearly like looking at you guys, more concerned. He's still a distance away, so you can roll me an insight
Oh, there's a guard
check.
here.
Well, he's a distance away. Like, he's not like right next to you. He's like across the street, leaning around just casually. But you did notice him
Yeah, you know,
Mhm.
I trained to project my voice.
there.
Well,
I'm not exactly subtle.
I do think we should try talking, and then if we need to take drastic measures, then so be it.
Aspen like mocked Urek, and she's like drastic measures. Like she said it like exactly like he said it. You're so solemn. I can't believe you guys don't want to just. I mean, it's trespassing. It's not even breaking and entering.
You don't know that.
We literally have eyes on us.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
kind of in the middle of the city
obviously.
too. Not a great escape routes.
I mean, we
Also,
look
it's what, daytime?
and we all have
correct.
matching jewelry.
Yes.
Well, Urek, you surely you have some way being a what do you call it, marshal? Perhaps you can speak to this guard. Maybe get an in.
I don't think the guards are gonna let us in.
Yeah, I don't think that I would be known by them.
Well, if you don't think the guard's gonna let us in,
They might.
Is
if I
there like
find-
a front
Yeah,
office?
yeah. There absolutely is. It's a full blown like academic.
Can I
college.
go find the front? I'm just gonna turn around and start going towards that front office.
It is labeled. There
I'll
are
follow.
signs.
I'll just look at them, look at her, and then just start following her.
Yep.
So-
The guard you very clearly see is keeping an eye on you and has kind of raised a finger to his ear, as if to scratch it. It should be noted.
Hmm.
Couple of things. This is like
Mm.
going across community college grounds that you have never. I don't think any. The only person here who would have any idea of direction would be Gemini, and it's still pretty vague because you haven't visited this place in a while, a couple months, really. But the layout is mostly the same. So going to the head is like the head office, and specifically.
Is this where some of my
That
brothers
chicken.
would have gone for schooling?
No, it is an academic college specifically in the studies of magic and magical traditions.
Oh, okay.
It's actual wizard college.
Nerds.
Yeah.
it's pig warts. No,
They-
pig pimples.
Egg farts?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's what is it from the Harry Potter musical?
Uh,
Pig farts.
You
Yeah.
also get a
Mars.
small kind of minor wing for bards and other training grounds, but it's mostly for the general academic studies.
What's the front office look like?
As you guys approach, you guys can finally see the academy in full, and it is this hybridization of the black stone of the walls with these white marbles into kind of checkered almost. It is beautiful. There is some ornaments that are, as far as you can tell, floating lights that just hang off of nothing. A lot of the place exudes this presence of just casual magic, not very high tier, insane sorts, but more the typical practical applications. You notice, like, through the front gate, you can see that students aren't carrying all of their things on backpacks. Most of them have, like, floating discs in similar stuff. Some just have a floating backpack that seems to follow them behind. At least the ones going in and out of the general head entrance. It looks like a pretty slow day. There's still a couple people here doing some things that they should have done earlier in the semester, but thought it would be easier to wait, and they completely forgot until the last moment. And you can see that on pretty much all of their faces of the wizards, young men and women who are just, and other creatures, just kind of shuffling very quickly through the lines. Quiet day, though. As you step inside, the kind of glass doors push themselves open. There's a nice cool air inside. It is conditioned with what you don't know, but it's nice. It's kind of chilly. The front desk there's two, right? There's like one for student help desk and a whole bunch of other stuff and like administrator stuff, and then there's an actual check-in secretary desk for visitors. And there's signs for all of this. Which you choose to go to is not my concern. Just which one would you like to go to? Bureaucracy, baby. My favorite part of D&D.
I'm gonna take a glance back. Are any of you making a move?
You seem like you know what you're doing, so I'm gonna say like nod towards you.
Aspen's
If you
getting
look back, I'm
crap.
just looking down at you.
Well, everybody like piled into the. I feel like Aspen would wait outside. I feel like that's a lot of people.
All right, that's fair enough. Aspen, as you're
Yeah.
waiting outside, you do notice a couple of students just kind of take a double take as they like move past, and one of them just kind of looks at Eldegard, and then he scribbles something down, and then you see him kind of look, scribble another thing down, and then keep moving. You see he has a little badge on his.
Who was that?
A human mage. Very nicely dressed.
Man, I think that guy likes you.
Sure.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Aspen's gonna kill outside and she's gonna take her shoes off like a
Oh no.
hipster guy on a college quad. And she's just gonna like chill on a like wall, like a low wall, and just like play her lute. And she's gonna play Wonderwall.
Oh my god, of course. You may roll me a performance check for that. On the interior, who would like to approach the help desk?
Looks like I'm gonna do that.
All right,
I
Gemini.
think that I'll be right behind her when she goes up.
I'll be on the other side.
Noted
Behind her.
22, pretty good Wonderwall rendition. Stellar.
I'm just setting myself up to kill time while they do stuff.
Yeah. As you step forward, Gemini, you see today working the desk. One moment, let me roll. Who did you get? Pray. Alrighty. So you step up to the desk, and you notice that this is one of my favorites, by the way. It is empty outside of a floating hat and tie, and some gloves that are just coming into view as you step up.
Oh.
Hold on.
You see,
Is there some type of name tag?
not on it, but as you approach, you hear, and then it reaches down and it pulls up a sign and it says "Hello," and then it puts down the sign, pulls up, flips it. How can I help you today?
Hello, we are here looking to seek an audience with Jerusai Mindseer.
There's an awkward silence, and then pulls down a different thing. Do you have an appointment?
Classic.
Not at the moment, but it is urgent business. It's based on the events of last night.
All right, you mean 3 nights ago, right?
Or 3 nights ago.
It flips the sign. One moment, please. And you see it put it down, and you see it tap something on the desk, but it looks like a little button. And then you hear its gloves go. And then silence, and then. And the hands just kind of go back on, the gloves just go back on the desk, and they just hover there for a moment. It's a really awkward silence.
I'm just gonna smile at him as I patiently wait.
Ding! And then you see him see the hands reach down, pull out a card, and it says, "Your audience has been accepted." And it gives you the little card. Or it doesn't give you that little card. It puts it down, and it pulls out a little card that says Visitor Pass, and it hands it to you.
Thank
You'll
you.
get one.
It waves goodbye. And you guys take
Is
it.
there a map somewhere?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to ask. Yes, there is. You see a not too far, like on the opposite side of the help desk, there's a local map, and it shows you the general wings where everyone would be. From your information, you know that there's a from it. You can see like the lounges and the places teachers might hang out, but more specifically, each room is dedicated to a specific professor because a lot of their tools for their demonstrations are built within the, at least the more basic ones, are built within the actual structures. So they have dedicated rooms for themselves. So it's not them that has to deal with anyone else moving to different rooms. They just show up to the room, teach their lesson, and then go do whatever the fuck they want. Which is probably mean not doing their paperwork. But you can see a sign that labels out the Mindseer's room. They are a transmutation teacher, as you got from your information, and is the class. The room is labeled the Transmutation Labs, and it's its own separate building, not too far from here.
Okay.
Cool.
I
Alrighty.
will head out.
You kind of pull back with the rest of the group out into the square. You guys see Aspen is collecting a small following of burgeoning wizards who are just listening and just in various stages of amusement and like
is it me?
rapture. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom.
No, it's good. They're enjoying the song.
Oh yeah. That's the ideal. Did everybody come out? Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They got their information.
Aspen like cuts off really abruptly, and she stands up, and she's like, "Oh, finally! I was getting fucking bored out here."
Hey, the song!
Thank you. I play for tips.
They all look at each other.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of here, freeloaders.
Not a freeloader. I have a scholarship. And they
Those are the
scatter.
same thing.
They
Aspen's already walking away.
They scatter like the wind. All right, and the groups are regrouped, and you have directions to the transmutation labs. Along the way, you kind of
Okay.
walk. Are you guys walking across the grass or on the roads that are designated? Because there is a keep off the grass sign for one small section of it. Looks like a quad almost.
Probably just covered in ducks, but I won't walk on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk on the path.
All right.
What's in the path?
I will not walk on the grass.
Aspen is going to want to walk alongside everybody, and they ran out of room, so she's walking on the grass, but along the path.
Oh boy! You kind of just step on the grass and you feel your feet are tingly and ticklish almost. And you see a couple of the students who are just eating their lunch on like outside of the transmutation building. They just see that and they just shake their head. And
Oh no!
it's kind of like that how when some colleges have like hazing rituals and things you don't do, and it's like, oh no. And when you see a new person come in and experience it, it's just like, oh, here we go again. That's the look you're getting.
I want to know.
Well, you're on the grass, and the rest of you just see your step on, and nothing seems to happen at first.
I mean, I imagine we're just walking and like talking and like,
Yeah.
What would you guys like to talk about as you walk? Just noting that
we're going to the.
Transmutation labs.
We're off to see the wizard.
I would, I would just like to look around, see if like people are staring at me again.
Not very many. A couple are staring more at your ducks than you, just scribbling. Some doing art, some taking notes.
Can I roll insight?
You may.
Cool. That's what they're doing.
Aspen, roll me a strength saving throw.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, strength.
Mm-hmm.
That she was never seen again.
She was never seen again. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, I thought that was a.
They must like your outfit, Eldegard. You're looking snazzy today. With the 12 Aspen, you fortunately save, As you're kind of like stepping, you can feel the grass tickling at your feet, becoming more like hands trying to grab at you. And it's like the grass is trying to grab you. But you keep kind of just moving your feet real quick.
Yeah, I like hop back onto the pavement and I stop and I'm like, man, it's crazy. And she like bends over and she's like sticking her hand on it and pulling it back and sticking her hand on it and pulling it back.
You see like the little grass, it reaches out kind of like a hand trying to grab at you. And every time, just pulling away.
Sick. And then she just like follows everybody.
Cool. Stepping further, closer towards the transmutation building, you see several groups having lunch. One such group is dressed up like nerds. So for clarity, most of them are wearing pretty casual outfits, same stuff as you would see in the actual city streets. We're talking tunics and pants. Like nobody here is dressing up over the top. Outside of one group having lunch, who are all dressed in matching purple, blue, and white robes, and they're just like they're not like all hooded. One of them is, but they're like all seated around one table, chattering, having a normal lunch, while dressed in these strange, outlandish robes. And you see between all of them, they have what looks like a little badge and several spell books between them. They're having a good time.
Is there any kind of significance to those colors that I would recognize?
You could roll a. I don't think you would be able to put it together, but it looks like some sort of uniform almost.
Are there stars on it?
You can roll me a perception check.
Where's attributes?
What do you want?
How do you spell perception? How do I not have proficiency in perception?
No clue.
Yikes.
With an 8, you can see some sort of kind of glitter on them, maybe.
Aspen yells, "Hey, Nurler, what's up with the robes?"
As you kind of yell out, one of them has a chicken leg in his mouth, and it is an Aarakocra, who just kind of turns. What did you say?
Your robes. What's up with them? She gets closer and she kind of like.
Oh, hello. And you see as you walk up, this is a darker feathered Aarakocra with shining blue eyes. They have little like shining bits in his pupil, and his beak is very, very pristine, and he's cleaned it recently. His outfit is outside of the robe, pretty much just a tunic and some shorts that are just very nicely hidden behind it. Now that you're closer, you can see that as you look at the robes more closely, it looks like you're looking into the night sky rather than anything else. They kind of move and shift as you do.
Whoa. Actually, these are awesome. Why are you guys wearing these matching robes?
We wear I mean, like, I made them, he says very proudly. Or at least I came up with a design for them. Over there, and he motions to what looks like a goblin, which is very strange in these parts. Very discreetly hid under their hood. She enchanted them. But there are our club robes, especially since one of us got promoted to, head captain, and you see him kind of just put his feathers together, and we're getting our own building and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
What's your club?
Oh, we're studying this. We're astrologians. This is what they're calling us, or at least some of us. I mean, that's the thing we're trying to get titled, but there's a whole bunch of stuff.
You guys see that asteroid the other day?
Oh, you mean 3 days ago? Yeah. We got so much footage of it, and it's like fantastic. We got like renditions of it. We got instances. I mean, our telescope isn't working quite properly as we'd like, but we got something going. Especially once the tower's finished, it'll be much better.
Yeah,
awesome.
we were thinking of
How long will it be? How
The
long
tower?
will it be until? Yes.
A couple months, probably.
Oh
more.
man, I bet you like can't even wait. That's
I'm so excited. It's gonna be great, and I get to do my thesis with it. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Have you guys seen it yet?
The meteor, or the tower, or the telescope, or what?
Telescope.
Yeah. We made some of it. We made most of it ourselves.
Oh, you guys work on it?
Yeah. We made it. I mean, like the club didn't really exist until we started putting effort and all that stuff. Name's Blackwind, by the way.
Oh,
makes
thanks,
sense.
Aspen.
Aspen. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, dude, I love astrology.
Mhm.
I
Astronomy.
don't know. I've been thinking of enrolling. Bard College, not cutting it out for me.
No.
I'm thinking about enrolling. If there's an astrology club, I would really want to join. Can I check out your telescope?
Oh, you guys want to see the telescope?
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys could like wait till our lunch is done, we would absolutely love to show it. It's great. It's
Sure.
fantastic.
We already ate. What time do you want to meet?
And he kind of looks to the other club members who all have been very nervous to talk to you.
How many of them are there?
There are 4.
Do any of them have bracelets
Are
on?
they all dudes?
Nope, they are not all dudes.
Okay.
What was it? Let me check the other races, just to be sure. Sorry. Dun, dun, dun. All right. One of the other ones has a bowl on their head that you would now notice, Aspen, because I forgot to mention them, even though they're kind of important.
A bowl?
He's
A
like,
bowl.
I'm trying so hard to not laugh at these motherfuckers.
Yes, one of them has a bowl on their head, and the last one seems to be a pretty standard half elf who is just chilling, vibing. He is a nerd, but he
Are
is
they
a
all
nerd.
not nerds?
Yeah, but he's a nerd trying to look cool, which
Oh,
makes
I
it
see.
worse. Like he's trying to play it cool. He's so bog standard. It's not even funny.
What do you guys do for fun around here?
Look at the stars. Blackman says very excitedly, and then as you kind of approach with the ducks, and the ducks start walking up, you see them kind of sniff and like quack quack quack, and you see the person with the bowl on their head kind of just turns, and now you can see their face. They are an axolotl folk, which means they need water to survive.
Oh.
Oh, I was imagining
It's
a
like-
bowl with a hat.
We got,
No, like a
I
bowl
also,
on
I
his
also
head.
thought it was a
No.
bowl for a hat, not
Like,
a fucking
no.
Me
Sandy
too.
cheek.
Over. Okay, let's
Not
go.
a
bowl.
Sandy cheek smoking ass.
No,
Okay.
I was imagining the like
Weirdo.
I should have
that one scientist that made Genos in One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Alright, bowl
or
over
Mandark.
his head.
Mandark from Dexter.
Yeah.
With the kind of water seal. Like, it's hard to
I'm
hear.
gonna
through
look at my
the
next to him
glass.
with a stern look. Don't eat him.
You see one of them twitches.
Sir, what?
One of them twitches.
Is it like a Sahagwan or something that
no,
just
it's
has a bubble?
It's an axolotl. So
Oh,
it's like
it is. Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
he's cute. He's got little gloved hands too.
Damn, that's cute.
Do we have any art? Do we have any art?
Of it, no. You know how hard it is to find art of fucking Sandy Cheeks outfit axolotl folk? Impossible. Impossible. Unachievable. And I'm not that rich.
Aspen says, yeah, hey, Blackwind, I don't really speak bubble. What'd he say?
Oh,
What did they say?
she said it's nice to meet you. I think.
Wow, hell yeah. I've never
Yeah,
met
you too.
an axolotl salamander. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never met an axolotl before.
Yeah, she came a long way to learn here at the academy, and she's super cool. And she is our main transmutator.
Oh, sick. Yeah, anyway, I guess we'll see you in a couple hours at the tower. I'm just dying to get in there.
Okay, well, don't die. That would be bad. Really awkward.
A weird pointed remark that I'm not going to ask for details about. See ya.
Bye. Gonna just wave.
That was morbid. What's up with that?
Yeah, what a weird. We're like talking shit as soon as we leave. Like, yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, guys, right? Didn't Maury say that it was coming from inside the tower? Now we're in. Perfect.
I don't think we're in the tower. I think we're in the transmutation labs.
No, this is
She was saying like we got a way in.
We have it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
Entering the transmutation labs, you see that all of this place, the main floor, is of the same kind of white substance. It feels it's like smooth stone almost, but unnaturally smooth. The main path here. You can all roll me Arcana checks if you'd like. The walls are made of a similar, if discolored, kind of gray. It looks like a kind of hospital for what we'd imagine. very clean, very pristine.
I don't know shit about magic, but I'm gonna roll anyway.
Oh, that's not my die. I saw the 18 and got excited.
With the
It was an
17 from
18
Urek,
magic one.
you know that there are some substances that are harder to transmute than others. And this reminds you of one of them. It's kind of a facsimile to plaster. Gemini, you would also know this because it is used in creative ways to trap transmutation wizards. You kind of just bury them in plaster, essentially. And then they get unable to do anything. And then you can do whatever you'd like. With the 13 Valrius, it's a material that you can feel with your sorcerer's presence is like a little bit more resilient to your magic, just by its nature.
Huh.
And Eldegard,
Okay.
you would know a similar thing, that there are some materials that are designed specifically to avoid magical accidents. You
I
only
kind of
need
run a hand over it. I'm like, this shit's weird.
you only need to transmute the entire building once on accident for them to build it out of a different material.
Just like hypothetically.
Yeah,
No,
right,
instead
right.
they're just next time they're just gonna use evocation magic.
Well, they shouldn't be, not in this lab.
Evocation magic. Can pop up
Stepping
anyway,
through,
you know?
you guys can see there are a variety of smaller labs and rooms, and one kind of sign pointing towards the office of the person working it, the transmutation wizard of Jersai Mindseer, in his office. Or her office.
Is he,
Blah, blah,
like-
blah. Fuck. So bad. So bad. Her office.
Is she working on something, like her back turned to us, or she's looking at us?
No, you can see signs to her office. You haven't seen her.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's walk to her office.
As you walk kind of through the streets, you see a lot of students are very nervously conversing with each other, and then you guys pass by, and then the train of ducks passes by, and they're just kind of like watching in that way. You know, like how in every school, when there's like a guest visitor that just steps into the room, and they just see you like out in the hall, they just put their face against the glass looking like, who's that? That's this vibe.
Why does he have ducks?
Why are there so many ducks? You all kind of approach, stepping up towards the office, which is pretty it's unmarked, right? It's like outside of the sign. Outside of it, it's a, as far as you guys can tell, normal door.
I'll knock on it.
There's a quick moment of silence, and then come in.
I'll walk in.
All right.
A little behind her.
In what order you get? So Gemini, Eldegard, the ducks. Anyone else shoving into the office
I'll
room?
go in.
I think
go.
that
I'll go
Eldegard
in
and I
through
were
the
kind of
room.
flanking Gemini.
What's the waiting area like?
It's very nice. There's a small
Very nice.
couch.
Is there like a coffee machine or something?
There is a coffee table.
Or like some kind of beverage situation?
Nope.
Damn, Aspen's gonna go in.
Pastries. What establishment is this?
Opportunities missed. Let me see.
Come here.
Oh my, that's so loud. That's the wrong track
fuck.
too.
It's really loud.
I
What?
got muted.
Was that on Foundry?
Yeah, that's on Foundry.
Holy crap!
Yeah, the base volume's super high.
I don't hear anything.
That's because
Not
I stopped
anymore.
it. I freed you from the curse of your ears. Where did I put it?
Curse
What's
of
the person's
existing.
name? Mindseer?
Mine's
Yeah.
here.
Jersai Mindseer. As you step into the office, first of all, it's kind of cramped in here, especially with so many of you. There are like 3 chairs in front of her desk, which is this wide circular kind of shape. It's more like a half. What's the word? It looks like a bean, I guess is how I'll describe it. And her chair is a nice, very simple, black kind of leather. She has several bookcases and cabinets lined across the wall. A nice little window seat, and you can very clearly tell she was expecting guests because there's no like loose paperwork or anything of the sort that would imply you caught her off guard. And she kind of
He did call in
Mhm.
for an appointment.
Yeah.
she motions for some of you to take a seat. Let me show you. Why is that so loud?
Gemini, take a seat first.
I'll just stand behind
Matters.
Gemini still. If she sits, I'll be standing
Very
behind her
tiny
still.
token artwork.
Aspen is perusing the shelves and like kind of standing, just like casually. You know how you kind of like.
Let me describe her. She is dressed in red robes. You see that she has a very long ponytail that goes far below her waist. She has a nice purple shirt across her. She is currently wearing an amulet that you can not see because it's under her shirt. Behind her seat is a long staff that looks to be carved out of some expensive metal, and at the end of it, a fantastically dark red stone rests. And she kind of leans back in her chair and she says, "Well, what's this about 3 nights ago?" And take a seat. Close the door.
Door will be closed and I'll sit down.
Mm-hmm. Who takes the other 2 seats?
I'll take one.
Okay.
I will sit.
Very awkwardly. Just shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Everybody else is sitting, and there's still a chair left, so I guess he sits.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. As you all take seats, she looks. I will, out of manners' sake, introduce myself first, and then very promptly expect yours. I am Jeremiah Mindseer, as I'm certain you're aware, since you contacted me first. And she looks at all of you to introduce yourselves to her.
Hello,
Urek
Professor.
Fonsicle.
I am Eldegard Duckworth.
Right.
Valrius.
Aspen root fallow.
And I'm Gemini.
She makes eye contact with you, Gemini. You can roll me an insight check at advantage.
Okay.
Advantage.
Looking kind of sus.
That is kind of sus.
Cool.
It's
with
your
a 14.
mom.
With a
It's
14.
not my
no,
mom.
no,
With
that's
a
2 9s.
With a 14, good news. You've recognized that kind of not distrustful but apprehensive glance. You can very clearly tell she recognized at least some of your features that are distinct to people like her who are aware of the sort of training you've experienced and the specialty you lie in.
Mm-hmm. Great. Let me just write that down real quick.
She looks
What kind of books has she got on her shelf?
all
Anything?
sorts. Are you trying to look through them?
I want to look for something that's got like stories or.
None of that. It's all like logs, paperwork.
Oh.
Specifically, there's a chemistry book with all sorts of transmutation stuff. It's like all business.
Anything about like star creatures or something?
Nope. It's all
Aspen's
transmutation.
like, man, you do a lot of dense reading. This stuff doesn't bore you.
She looks at you and she says, "Please do not take this opportunity to rouse through my belongings. You came here for a meeting of something of import."
Yeah.
Not
What are we
social.
for here, Gemini?
The asteroids that fell.
Correct.
One hit. I believe there were 4
What's that?
total.
Yes, 4.
Well,
Were there any effects in Issilium following the crash?
you see,
Impact.
Jeremiah kind of looks at you. She ponders for a moment and is like, "These are..." The impact of the meteor itself was prevented by some of our local defenses and one of our other more disorganized teachers at the academy, new hire. She was quite excited at its landing. She could inform you more, but I do believe she has already left on her expedition. However, my question is, why does this interest you and your ilk?
Because we were
Your
at the crash
tower-
landing site
For another?
for one of the others.
Puzzling. Did it have any sorts of negative effects that would bring you such concern?
We wouldn't be here if it didn't.
It's a giant like scary cold monster a negative effect?
Void.
She raises her eyebrow at this. Nope, no such thing at its arrival here. However, one moment. You see her kind of stand, kind of rifle through her bookshelves, like flick her head very quickly. She pulls a very thin file out, flips through it. Right, that's just about what I expected. And you see her put it back very quickly, on like an array of smaller folders, back exactly where it was before. As she turns to sit back down. Well, negative effects haven't taken hold here, I believe, from the report by the lady herself. And you see her kind of exasperated almost in having to acknowledge whoever this woman is, as being good at her job. Airheaded is. She is. Varai said and spoke to us all, speaking that it was very likely that there could be some fallout if it was not properly contained. She is the Academy's latest addition to its rosters of teachers. An apprentice to a Grand Wizard once, she claimed on her resume. Very excitable.
Were they the one watching the sky when this happened?
She was attentive and on duty, and again, a large part of the reason that whatever might have affected you seems to have avoided affecting us. No.
So, do you think she has it contained or something?
She did set up a containment for the fragment that collapsed as soon as it began to approach touchdown, yes, but no negative effect was noticed or at least mentioned.
What good fortune it is that you had a tower set up to watch the skies before something like this had happened.
Well, that wasn't me. That was someone else's bidding. Rather,
The cloud?
partially so, but before that, even then, Sun Shadow had been conversing with someone of import, according to him and his records, that had convinced him that such a thing would be necessary after the war.
Oh yes, I've heard of this patron. Do you happen to have any more information on them?
She raised an eyebrow. I do not believe that is my business to discuss. Though, you could always speak with Sun Shadow himself.
I would think credible scholars like to address their biases, patrons, but whatever.
Is there anything else you've come to? And you see her hesitate to use the word borrow and not use or bother. And
who was Sun
inform me.
Shadow?
The
Head of the university.
The head of the university. Ultra Sun Shadow.
What about this crazy new professor? What's their name?
Varai.
And where are they? Can you tell us how to get there?
How to get there? I wouldn't know the route she took, but she petitioned and somehow got a grant for an expedition further north to Lone. And all of you can roll me history checks to see how much you know about the region that she's speaking of.
Sorry, what? Oh, history.
History.
Okay. As soon as I find it. There we go.
Cool.
Nope. Big dummy.
So we'll start with Eldegard. You know it's north because you learned about it on the map. That's pretty much I got. It's a local desert area. You don't know much about its nature the way it is because of your upbringing. Similarly for Urek. Okay, Valrius. Also, you know of it. It is northward. It is supposedly a very dangerous and perhaps place to make a profit. Aspen, you know quite a lot about it. But first, let's go back to Gemini.
I rolled a 1 and then another dice
And then a
knocked
19.
into my dice and maybe
Yeah, that was your dice.
Oh, I don't think so. Because nobody
Yeah,
else.
because you're a
You're
halfling,
halfling.
so you just
Oh, that's
Your
right.
dice
built in to just do that.
I keep forgetting that I have that. I thought that was
So,
a cool mechanic.
Gemini
like-
with a 5, you do know a little bit because of your background specifically that it is the region, the the continental power directly north of Issilium, that it is currently still embroiled in its own civil war that has popped up recently. But that's about the extent of your knowledge. Aspen, you have plenty of stories of Loan. It has all these traditions and old kind of not foreign, at least to you, Aspen, because it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But to people here in Issilium, they don't have an idea of the same kind of cultures, the same nomadic lifestyles. Their entire one of the songs, specifically about it, is that their entire everything about the region is reliant upon the storms that are consistently bringing water. And there's an old story about how the Sentinel made a deal with Sechin himself to feed and water the land, such that the people don't starve and drought or die of thirst. But that's about the extent of it. You also would know that it is currently embroiled in a civil war between petty kings and local fiefdoms, so it's kind of on fire right now.
I'm just kind of like So what's the context for why we were? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear over the
music.
My computer's fan. She was talking about these people. Why?
Oh, she's talking about Varai, the teacher that stopped the meteor impact in Issilium, is heading to Loan for an expedition.
Oh, okay, great. Cool.
Well, is the meteor still held here?
Under her pet project, yes, it is still contained, following her instructions.
Contained is a good word to use. Are you sure you guys didn't see anything, organic?
Well, how do we get to that spot?
What spot do you mean?
Where it
it's
landed.
Contained.
Or both.
Wait, you're on the other map. Where did you ping? No, wait. Oh, you're talking about the landing spot of the meteor. It didn't touch the ground. That's what she said. That it was stopped by Varai before it made impact with the ground.
Yeah,
Think of it.
it's like floating off the ground somewhere.
No, that's how she stopped it. She transported it below her tower that she's having constructed.
So that's where we want to be led to then. Where it is.
Jerusai kind of looks at you and says, I do not have the authority to inform you of such things.
Can we talk to the head of that project?
She looks at you. She is currently not present.
I know. Not her. Whoever she left in charge of it here.
She kind of looks at you for a moment, a long, thoughtful one, and she says, it is best if you would wish to ask anyone to ask, not the students in charge of its maintenance, but the head of the university himself, Eltrut. I am not going to simply allow strangers who have some very interesting information, but not difficult to obtain knowledge. Trespass.
Well, at least our information's interesting. Unlike some people.
Damn.
He doesn't seem bothered by that.
Alright, let's go see the head of the school.
Yeah. And we have an appointment to keep.
Don't cause a ruckus, she says very matter-of-factly.
Of course.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your help.
I'm gonna go walk on some more grass.
You see her kind of just pinch her nose as you guys leave. Very, very clearly, irritated with this whole situation, especially with the new developments. And you step out, and you can walk out into the labs. Where would you like to walk next? Or go next?
To the telescope, because weren't the readings coming from
below the
school?
tower. Below
the tower.
Mhm.
Yeah, we want to go in the tower and meet with our nerd friends.
Okay. Going there directly?
I mean, we told them a couple hours, so I imagine with the walk and then the meeting, it's probably been 1 hour. So
Just under.
we could head there now. Aspen will at least. Aspen's like, I'm gonna go meet my new friend Blackwind. Y'all are welcome to come.
Okay.
Should we talk to the principal first?
I don't want to be late.
I don't think we're
I feel like
meeting
it's gonna
just
be
yet.
very early if we go now.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go talk to the principal first, I think.
Yes. You guys step out and begin heading towards. Again, there's a main office that has all these sorts of grounds, and one of those things is like the headmaster's and principal's office. And as you kind of make your rounds across the stones closer to the building, you see outside of the office, dressed in a very nice kind of relaxed garb, is a tall bronze dragonborn. He's wearing this very simple kind of green tunic and long coat over it, and he's just humming to himself, enjoying the wind. And you see a couple of very important, very notable things on his attire. Most notably, his sash around his waist has the kind of shape of an hourglass in the way that it is tied, and across his back, you can just barely make out more symbols of a similar vein. That's a lot of clocks, a lot of mechanical, like gears almost.
I wonder who this is.
And he's just what, chilling outside?
He's just chilling, enjoying the nice air.
Hey, do you have the time?
Is that
Aspen's
why,
like,
as you walk up, you see him kind
Yeah.
of look at his wrist. Oh, I don't seem to have a watch on me, but I do believe it is almost past noon bell. A good hour and 45 minutes till most people's days end. And he smiles.
How do you do? I am Eldegard Darkworth.
Pleasure to meet you. And then you see him extend a big kind of rough hand.
big old dragon paw.
Yeah, maybe we had to shake it. As soon as I do, though, there's a little duckling in my hand. Wasn't there before?
And as he shakes it, oh, how adorable! And he pets it on the head very softly. How cute!
Are you
Now-
waiting to see the? Are you waiting to see the principal?
See the
Are you waiting to see
principal,
the principal?
and you see
Get
him
in trouble?
He kind of leans in. I don't think I would do very well in a meeting with him. It would be very awkward.
Why is that?
We just wouldn't be able to see face to face.
Okay, I'm gonna say. I mean, it's obvious that this guy's the principal. So I just want to say, like, I feel like Aspen would probably be like, "Oh,
Though I do believe he is still seated in his office, and he leans back.
what did he say?"
I do believe he is still seated in his office. If you wanted to speak to him,
We did, in fact. I'm trying to. I think it'd be funny if Aspen was like, "Okay, dude, like I've solved a riddle before. Like you're the principal." Actually, she's gonna say that. She's like, "Man, that's like the oldest riddle in the book. You're the principal, right? Like, can we just talk with you out here? It's nicer."
he puts a claw over his mouth. Oh dear, what would ever lead you to that conclusion?
I think Eldegard is laughing, quietly laughing in the background.
Okay, I'm gonna go in there and try to find the principal. And if it is a gold dragonborn that looks just like you, I'm gonna be a little mixed that you made me
Bronze.
walk in there.
You step in. You walk in, go knock on the door.
Yeah.
You
It's
go.
just gonna be him in a hat.
You knock on the door. There's a one moment, and then dun, 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 heavy footsteps, and the door opens, and it is the same man that is outside, same dragonborn, except this one is much more refinedly dressed in a like kind of more ostentatious robe. And you see he has a nice little pair of spectacles on. He has a almost scale beard in the way that his scales are colored. You see that he has a series of pocket watches under his robe, and he is like heavily pocketed. He's like, yes, how can I help you?
I whip around to look at the guy that I was just talking to.
He's still there, and he just waves.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Yeah, my friend Gemini here demanded to speak with you. I was just trying to.
Oh, you're seeking the principal. Oh no, I am. You see him kind of clean his spectacles. I am simply his simulacrum. And he motions to the man outside, who smiles and then waves. I'm on my orientation break, I'll say. He says from outside, just waving.
Wait, is
it a fancy little twin?
You guys can
Like a-
roll me Arcana checks.
It's like a robot, though, right? That's what that word means.
It means.
Okay, Pumat soul.
Technically, he only has 2. He also won't sell you anything. With a 17 Aspen, that is just enough. There's a very powerful magic to make a refraction of yourself. It is not really you. It's more kind of like, you know how everyone has that fantasy of, oh man, I wish I had a minion me that could just do my stuff for me, so I didn't have to do it. That is what that spell does. It's a very powerful and expensive magic. 7th level to be exact.
Sick. Man, I'm not even close to like anything near this, but it'd be great to have somebody to play duets with.
Perhaps you should invest in a friend. And you see the simulacrum kind of just takes a little head, and I will take my leave now. And you see the one outside looks to those who have remained with him, and he says, "You can speak with me in the office." And he snaps, and there's a flicker for all of you, and then he is gone. And for you, Aspen, flicker, and the simulacrum seemingly walked off, and without the kind of weird scale beard and the spectacles on his shirt, hanging on his shirt, the actual principal in his actual robes is now seated at his desk. He says, "Sit, come, let us speak of what you found and what you informed old Mindseer of. Oh, and make sure your friends enter too."
Well,
I hate magic. And then I'm gonna walk inside.
well, I want to tell you what we found, but not if it is received in the same way as your genocide. She wasn't very receptive to, facts, which I think is kind of a weak spot for an educator, personally.
I think that has more to do with her line of work than anything else, but all that aside, take a seat.
I'll sit down.
Yep.
Is there enough seats for everyone in here?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's it.
Aspen, you would have noticed there were not that many seats when you first entered.
By the way, Portal, I am also casting Detect Thoughts.
Oh, okay. Well, good news. It doesn't work on you. So you just get everybody else's surface thoughts.
Wait,
It's
I
13 bucks.
don't get anything from this guy?
Correct.
That's kind of sus.
You can roll me an Arcana check.
That's what I fucking found you disappeared for a minute. As soon as I find it again.
As soon as it reappears, manifesting from my Google
There
Chrome
we go.
tab.
What
Manifesting
are the ducks
Foundry.
thinking?
With the 17, would you know? I'll give it to you. You would know of a spell called Mind Blank, which empties the user's mind of all.
No
sorts.
thoughts, mind blown.
Well,
Head
that
empty.
is how the spell works. It functionally disables mind reading. It lasts quite a long time. And again, it's an even higher level spell than Simulacrum.
Kind of sus.
As I sit down, the ducks are a little bit restless. They're kind of walking around me in a circle.
How adorable. Now, about that discovery you made, and the door kind of closed. You make sure it's closed as you'll sit. Do inform me of all of the information and your intents here. I know some of it from Jerasai, but the rest I would prefer from you. Oh, forgive me my manners. I am Eltra's Sun Shadow, headmaster of the Magic Academy. And if you didn't know, our motto these past recovering years has been, and he kind of chuckles to himself for a moment. Oh boy, make sure it's the right one I'm reading here. Yeah, trying our absolute best. And he smiles, and you see there is a sign behind him on his desk that also says that. It's the actual college slogan. Now,
Urek has one chuckle come out, just one. Not even just
How can I?
like that one.
Mhm. What do you need? Or, more accurately, what can you tell me so I can help you find what you need?
Well, have you been to the festival down, in where was it
What's
hosted?
that?
Yeah. Have you been there? That festival, the Starlight one?
One, very few. A long time ago, when I was younger, more adventurous.
Well, this one got busted up with a huge asteroid with a
Yes.
giant void monster that came out of it and tried to kill us.
He nods his head. Yes. Ahead of schedule, unfortunately, it seems, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, that was my first thought, was that it was ahead of schedule. What do you mean?
Oh, apologies. One of my, I suppose you could call him an associate, informed me of such dangerous things coming in the approaching years. That's why we are constructing the tower. I was not prepared when it arrived. The crash itself, 3 eves ago. It is, as I said, ahead of our planned schedule, which is concerning.
And you're okay with your coworkers having sent it somewhere else?
Oh, you mean the one contained here? It's still on our property under our watch and key, if you were wondering.
I thought we were going to that town because they sent it somewhere else.
No, the one in Lone is still in Issilium. The one in Issilium is still in Issilium.
Oh, I thought they were the same one or something.
Kind of look to you. Now, I have attempted to convince my coworker. His name is Timurk, by the way. Should you encounter him, may Azadin bless your soul if you do. Was seeking assistance, though I do believe that search has closed over the last couple of years. But with this recent event, I think if you are truly that vested in this situation, I could send you, well, not directly to him. He has quite a very picky attitude about such things, but I could help you tag along with one of our professors who has left not too long ago to investigate a similar issue for the North. That is, presuming that you are here with the intent of stopping whatever terrible things came from those meteors.
When did you expect the meteors to crash, if this is considered early?
In another 2-3 years.
Well,
Though,
what are they
by them-
exactly? What do you know about them?
Oh, my knowledge of them is very slim. Timurk is very possessive of his works. He has issues, to say the least.
Don't we all?
But
Ernoria?
they are not from our realm, as far as I have gleaned from him. They are something otherworldly, very dangerous. Though the monstrosities that Miss Minds here said you spoke of a creature of void, could you perhaps describe this more in detail? For I didn't know such things existed or would be associated.
Okay, Aspen stands up and she's now in her element. She's like, okay, imagine a shape formless, leeching warmth from the very air. You can hear a sound in your chest, and it's coming closer, and you can't seem to fight it off. It touches you, and you're dead. Looks like wrappings moving on their own.
Nope, I haven't.
Like a geist out of a play. And she throws her hands above her ear.
above her hands above her head. No, I haven't heard of such things. Interesting details. Perhaps something worth study. Did you have any further questions? I heard you wish to see our specimen that we have contained.
Yeah, I mean,
It
I
is
just assumed that there'd be one of those things coming out of it.
No, it is unfortunately more mundane. A meteor, or at least most of one.
Yeah, it's a real bummer you missed out on ours.
I have a feeling
I
it is an exaggeration.
I think it's still in there. You just didn't crack it open because it never hit ground.
He raises an eyebrow. So are you suggesting they manifest from these meteors? More like, how would one put it? An aerial assault.
If so, I doubt these 4 would be the full assault.
Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. He smiles. This is, fortunately for us, not the first incident of this nature to occur, and Timurk's work is entirely specialized in the defense and prevention of such things. We are very fortunate for his presence, because if he was, Azadin, bless him, not so dedicated, perhaps the situation may have begun off much more dangerously.
Ugh. Well, I don't know. Why don't we go take a crack at this geode and see what's on the inside? Have you guys been studying it? I mean,
Well,
it's got to be
no.
different from anything you've seen.
We've been listening to one of Timurk's oldest apprentices. Bless her soul for having survived his presence, Veritas. She left, like I said, on an expedition north to find one of the other fragments that fell, as well as, I believe she referred to it as, digging up old skeletons.
Okay.
I don't know from whose closet, but that's what she told me. And I was more than happy to oblige her. Someone must begin looking into these incidents, and I'd rather not do it myself.
Where is she going specifically?
Laon, north.
World question.
Mhm.
That's like truly just that's like off our map, right?
You can see the edge of it on if you look in Issilium. You see up here, this part.
Yeah, the
That's
desert.
that's the border to Laon, which has its own map.
Okay. So Ranathar is not part of.
Correct. It's not part of Issilium. It is a capital of Laon, or a city of Laon. It's not a capital. It's one of the major ones.
Okay.
Mm.
Wait. So Ranathar is part of Leon.
Correct.
Got it. Cool. Do you know where she's going specifically, Leon?
Specifically? No. She didn't care to inform me at the time, and I have faith in her. And he kind of looks at all of you, though I would be more than happy to pay for her slightly delayed escorts.
You had me at pay.
I had not anticipated it, or that.
I think we need to break open that rock.
If you wish, I could prepare some sort of. She'll be upset, but if what you say is true, perhaps it is for the better.
We don't know.
That sounds like a horrible idea. I'm gonna be
Nah.
honest with you.
Now let's break it.
I want to find out more about these things.
As if it's
Well, let's ask Ori.
How can I be of assistance?
Should we break another rock open if it's in stasis right now?
Processing. Thermal. Nope. Incorrect information. Geodes. Is this what you were speaking of?
Sure. Yeah.
If you are speaking of geodes, as in the material in which most wealth could be found, most forms of naturally forming gems could be found.
Where we found you.
God damn it! It's the fucking meteor from the sky.
You are speaking of debris from, and then one word that none of you can understand that is like static to your ears.
That thing.
Fragments.
I love this guy. I love it when he acts
This-
too.
unit would recommend avoiding exposure to heavily corrupted regions.
Yep.
Such debris
Gotta agree with
oftentimes
him.
has, and there's a long silence. Word detected. Updating. Recalibrating. Monsters. Within.
Ori, besides the monsters, what else could we find inside of it? Are there more bracelets? Could our bracelets get stronger?
There's a boop 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 boop. This unit does not detect further fragments of the, and then another static key, upon this landing site or corruption source.
So that's a no.
Do-do-do-do-do. This unit cannot currently detect other, and then static for like 2-3 words, and then silence.
You're confusing him.
More accurately, you guys would all realize it is saying things in a language none of you can really understand, and there are no matching.
Yeah, I think it's the
descriptions.
name of the bracelets are static.
Probably.
So he's not detecting any more of them inside of the rock. Well, Ori, is there anything else in the rock though besides the monsters that could be good?
Void corruption
Or is it
is
just
very likely.
You're really just looking for a reason to crack this thing open, huh?
I'm just wondering. All
Or-
right, I say we keep it in stasis. Be really careful though.
Yeah.
There's
Trust me,
nothing good in there.
I take
do you
my
There
think,
time.
is a
Gemini?
monster in there.
Should we go kill it?
Yeah,
Or
let's
you
leave
want
it
to
in
help
there.
us kill it, Dragon Eltrit?
He looks at you. If you're certain a specimen wouldn't cause undue harm in being released alone, I would have no qualms in suppressing it.
Oh, I'm not certain about that. And then I look at Gemini and shrug. But we have star weapons that are supposedly made to kill him.
He tilts his head. I had wondered why you were speaking and looking down at your bracelets.
If you won't freak out, I'll show you one.
Why would I freak out? That sounds like a fantastic thing to do.
And then I
Study.
create a star spear or something.
You see it kind of flicker into life with, like, there's a moment, a refraction of regular light, and then kind of like almost lightsaber-esque manifests in your hand. Very warm to the touch, very comfortable. It's like, interesting. You see him tilt his head. Let me roll an Arcana check for him real quick. He rolled a 6 plus his stats. That's not bad, but it's not too good. It looks like some sort of how intriguing. And you can simply manifest them at will?
Seems so. Let me find my item actually and see if that's true.
I think so. Let me check my item description.
Let me check. Ori, can you just
Yeah,
make anything?
I can. I mean, it needs to stay near me though. Like I can't throw the spear.
So that would suggest that. Could one of you offer me your bracelet for a moment?
No.
Okay.
That's not a.
It says that's a bad idea.
You can roll a deception check if you'd like.
No, but Ori did say it's a bad idea.
To remove the bracelet? That is true, actually.
Yeah, so I'm not deceiving him. I'm telling him the truth.
I meant like.
He can insight check me to see if I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I don't think he would because you guys have been pretty much honest with him. He has no reason to be suspicious of you yet.
Dun, dun, dun. I will make the spear go away, by the way.
Vroom. Fades away. All right. Well, anything else I could provide you with resources and materials to begin chasing after Miss Veritas? Or Veria. Blah, blah, blah.
So let's be are we killing this thing or are we leaving it?
I'm
It seems like people want to leave it. So
Honestly, I don't see a reason to crack it open.
Well, I'm
Too
lost. The
tame.
order says there's some corruption here, but is it the rock? Something else?
I mean,
well,
Probably
we need
the
to
rock.
go. We're going to the tower to go find out eventually someday.
It is all
Sure.
right with you. We would still like to see it, but
Oh,
we will not break
absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. So long as you maintain the proper safety protocols in place, I do not mind. It is my pleasure to help us learn together.
Okay.
Okay.
Stand up as if to wait for him to lead the way.
Oh, one moment. And there's a flicker, and you see him present to all of you visitor passes that have a little note, like a little hand signature on them. And he goes, "You might want to wear these, just in case there were some talk from security about breaking and entering and little deviants."
Oh,
I'm
who would
just
ever
gonna
do
glare
that?
at Aspen.
Why?
I don't particularly know.
Well, thank you.
Trying to break in. We'll make sure to stop him.
Alrighty. If you guys would like, you can now head off to the tower and leave Eltrit waving you goodbye.
Thank you for your time.
It is my
Alright.
pleasure. So you guys want to go meet up with Blackwind and
Did he have any like? Because he like kind of said bless Azadin or whatever. Did he have like religious stuff in his office, or was it strictly wizard shit?
strictly his office looks like it's business. I'll tell you later. In the office, there were no religious symbols or anything of that sort. You could ask him if you would like, but it seems, at least from a glance, more a turn of phrase rather than any devout faith. But you never know.
Gotcha.
Oh, we know who the secret benefactor is.
You got his name. And you head out into the city, or back into the kind of university grounds to take a look and head towards the tower. And as you step out, it gets, you guys have been doing a lot of talking, a lot of enjoying company, answering questions, explaining stuff. One moment. I think this is the right.
No, I think Urek's just kind of like looking at the people who are looking at us and trying to see if any of them are
Nobody's looking at you.
kind of being negative.
Not anymore now that you have the passes. They're just kind of looking at you like, oh, it's just those guys that are guests, apparently. That's neat.
Okay. Good.
Cool. One moment.
Is the weather fucky wucky?
As you step outside, the kind of cool wind has chilled a lot more. And you guys can hear a tolling of bells. Just boom, boom. Usually it signifies the hours passing. It tolls about 3 times. And then on the 4th toll, there's a doom that sort of hangs in the air. And there's a long kind of stillness from the wind. And a heavy downpour begins. And as you guys kind of start to shield yourself from the rain, you can see in the sky with your vision that something has changed in the way the general feeling of everything looks. Something very unnatural about it.
Oh, boy.
It's a darker hue, and you hear Urek go, and then static, and it says detected, and like little danger symbols. And it says when within detected, celestial term detected. Recalibrating. When in the presence of Celestials. This unit suggests seeking cover.
Hell yeah.
And you can see
I'm gonna run for the nearest building.
you're just kind of
Urek's
hustling.
just gonna pull out his amulet of Eris and just hold it and close his eyes and look up.
Why do I have a... Yeah, Val's gonna get to cover. Is like, why do I have a feeling we're gonna have to crack this thing open whether we want to or not?
There is a chill that all of you feel. And you can see it's shared around most of the people in this area as the heavy downpour starts and the sky seems different, darker, less illuminated. It's like the sky's crying, or perhaps something a little bit more nefarious.
Cool.
And you get your way inside. Which building would you like to head towards? You got the main school
I think we're
building,
going
the
straight
tower.
to the tower.
Cool. Alrighty.
Yeah, the
Head in-
tower.
You head into the tower.
Gotta save my boy Blackwind.
You head into the tower, and you kind of just boom, open door. It's not too hard, especially with the passes. Most of the guards seem to have gone inside, and they're just kind of motioning for you to get in from the surprise rainstorm, so you don't get too wet. And as you kind of get in, you can see all of the astrology club is here, present. They're well, and you can see them just kind of getting out of the rainstorm. All except the actual Otto seem like lucky to be happy that they got out of the rain. All of those poor spell books that could have been ruined. Do you know how expensive it is to laminate those things?
Gotta invest in an enduring spell book.
Exactly.
What kind of nerd has spells in a book?
Also, you can make them hover and follow you around, but you can't make them waterproof.
Wizards. And you see them kind of huddled in. And it's like, oh, man. Even though the building is finished, most of the upper floors are still enough to prevent rain from dripping in. And you can see Ori's signals begin to slow. And then there's a single bloop, 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 bloop. This unit detects danger. Boop, 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 boop. Ambient corruption levels rising. Current
Ori, where's
corruption
Celestial?
0.0001.
Can I do a perception check to see if I see anything out of the ordinary?
You may. Did you ask it where's the Celestial?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a processing moment. Boop, 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 boop. This unit recommends avoiding being caught in the crossfire.
Crossfire?
Crossfire of what?
Powerful
There's two of them
entities
fighting?
detected.
Where? What's it fighting?
There's a log beep, 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 beep. This unit only registers threat level. And then silence.
Oh, these are little bilingual buddy.
Alright, what's the threat level?
There's a boom, 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 boom. Word detected. Shattering.
A shattering.
Great.
Okay, do I see anything strange?
Not here.
Okay.
The interior seems fine. Everything outside of that strange aura in the air seems normal. In fact, it's a little bit weird how quickly Ori reacted to this.
Is there a... So we came in here because we sensed corruption below the tower?
Correct.
Yes.
Let's go downstairs. Hey, you guys, we should probably
Yeah.
shelter from this storm downstairs. Can you show us?
Are you sure? I mean, we've got most of our protective gear. Just one moment, and you see him kind of put on gloves and like tighten their cloaks and put on little masks that kind of envelop them in faint glows of light, and they offer all of you a similar kind of faint cloak. Now, these are much more basic, more like lab coats, and a similar match mask.
Alright.
Boom, 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 boom. You all feel a warmth, and you see Ori. Protective covering detected, enhancing, and you feel a flicker, and you see Ori. Beep beep, and a second kind of bluish dot lines up on the bracelet, the first real mark, and your outfits vanish. And you are
God
left,
damn it, Ori.
left in your regular clothes.
Wait,
Huh.
what?
Ooh.
Huh? We had outfits on?
The protective one given.
The lab coats.
Yeah, the lab coats.
Oh.
Well,
So, ooh, I bet like the properties are still on our normal clothes now. which
Correct.
is really stupid coats.
This
Yeah,
unit
Ori,
has adapted.
oh,
you're the best, Ori.
Function restored.
What do you do?
Protective coating enabled. You guys now all have protective coatings. It means you are resistant to the first point of corruption you receive within a singular conflict. That means a scene,
Yay!
which is a little bit more abstract. Think of it like if you guys do a combat and then you do a travel and then another combat, that's 2 scenes. But if it's like a combat into another room, into another combat, that is still 1 scene. If that makes sense, like narratively.
Do we feel different?
You feel warm.
That's a first.
First in a while. And you see the entirety of the astronomy club is just looking at you like and all like, what did you guys do? Oh man, those are some wild bracelets. Where'd you get them? And you see Blackman like excitedly step forward.
There's a jeweler in town.
Oh really?
Just
No.
quoted the card from earlier.
got it from a rock.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys wanna, are you still safe?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'll
Probably.
go there.
Okay.
Let's check out this basement.
And you see them kind of open the hatch to one of it, and you see a stairwell down. Boom, 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 boom. And it gets progressively darker to a certain degree, and then there's another heavy locked door, which you see Blackwind unlock very quickly, and like motion for you guys to step in very carefully. And as soon as you like step beyond the border, you see it's kind of blaring bright room with these artificial lights that are just shining so brilliantly against what looks like a good kind of, for us, minivan-sized crater or crater meteor that is more elongated. And you can hear Ori beep, 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 corruption levels stabilized.
Stabilized?
Yeah, they were rising earlier.
Oh.
And you see a kind of beep, 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 beep. Corruption source detected. Threat level minimal.
Said minimum?
Minimal.
Minimal. Okay. What's in this room? Anything?
Outside of the giant rock, you see that this room is cleaned of everything. There is no objects outside of that. Just the doors, the kind of mini airlock, and then the rock and the floating lights.
Okay. Is there something similar to our asteroid where there's like metal, like a
Nope.
metal
This
blocks
one,
on it?
more clearly, now that you guys can see it, it looks like a chunk of land, like dirt with weird black grass and kind of something else that you can't quite place as something you've ever seen before, but some sort of flora.
Oh. Weird. That's not what the asteroid we found looked like.
I mean, if they're all a part of something bigger, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah. I guess.
He said it's a minimum threat level.
So there is a threat level.
Yeah, but that means that when something happened that made it go down.
No, it did not go down. It stabilized, which meant it stopped rising.
Or did you stabilize it?
No.
Do you know
Don't.
what did?
This unit detects presence of garbled noise. You guys can pretty easily place it as the lights, because there's something off about them that even you can feel. Has reduced corruption growth significantly.
It's the lights. What are they? Do you like a-
They're floating orbs, like magic.
Hey, Blackwood, what are these orbs?
Oh,
Have you
that's
seen them?
from the technically head of the astronomy Vary. She made those. She said they were something that her master taught her.
Cool. Do you know what they are?
They're supposed to light up and prevent. What she called it cursed vibes, but I think she meant like negative energy.
Interesting. Man, I gotta meet this lady.
Yeah, she just left. Yeah.
We heard.
Oh, yeah, you got principal badges. Did you do any of his cool tricks?
He made a simulacrum, if that counts.
You hear like all of them gasp.
Is that?
That's super cool. Oh, I wonder if he can teach us. Well, maybe not yet, but one day. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are staring at this meteorite that is maintained in this room. That is also, you will note, very chilly.
Ori, if we take it out of stasis, will it get stronger, or will it just still be a minimum threat level?
Should protective measures malfunction or be removed from the... And there's the, static. This unit believes that corruption levels will return to their regular growth.
Okay. Is there any way to stop that from happening when we take it out of stasis?
To purge
And
the
then
corruption
beat it up? Yeah.
would require a very careful operation.
Okay, careful's my middle name.
Should
Oh,
it
God.
be a
Highly doubt that.
secondary infector, this unit detects no prime corruption.
What's prime corruption?
There's a beep, 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 scanning, kind of like it's checking your dictionaries, the things you have said to it, and it has overheard being said in your memories, and it says that which spreads. It is units or entities of dangerous power that spread corruption.
So the shattering is one.
False. The shattering is an event in kind of static history.
The creature we fought in
A void creature.
yeah.
Incorrect. Some creatures can be twisted and malformed into such. Prime corruptors are much more volatile.
More volatile than that? Damn.
So, can you tell from here if the other two locations have prime corruptors?
No such powerful corruption detected. It is still dangerous to leave such sources untamed. Corruption growth can quickly escalate and overrun territory. Should enough territory be consumed and then static, absorbed, then it is believed by this unit and previous records that a prime corruptor could form.
As this conversation's happening, can I walk around the rock and do a closer investigation?
You may. Roll me an investigation check, please. No, babe! Nat 20. Okay, so as you kind of pace
Oh,
dramatically around it, Gemini, you notice a couple of things. This, to your eyes, looks like Ori said, it is a part of land. It is part of something else. But using what you remember of the kind of holographic recreation of the crash landing, this looks more like a kind of piece that was stuck to something else. Think of it like, you know how people have fake turf lawn under like actual dirt and stuff, like on their actual lawns.
Yes.
This looks like something that was placed over. The way it's shaped, even though it's been disformed and shattered, you can kind of piece together that this was probably part of a decoration on something much larger. And you notice another thing as you're looking about, those plants seem to be shimmering in the light, in the strange light. it seems to positively be affecting the foliage on it.
Positively?
Mhm.
But I don't know. But we don't know what these plants are.
Correct. You can roll me a nature check to try to pull out what you, or try to figure out what you could, but it is a very, I'm telling you, it's
IDC.
it's a high DC. It's a 4 in flora. A 12 is not
Wow.
enough, but with a 12, you realize, using your base knowledge of how foreign plants work and all the things you've seen, it's very likely that whatever is inside of this, whatever corruption is spreading, it is probably very damaging to the local flora of whatever this is, which means that the corruption is not a natural thing. It's something you could put together, as it is not a natural force. It is very clearly an antithesis to the growth of life in some way or another, which is not hard to piece together already, but it's something that is confirmed in this. Yeah, kind of glance over.
Okay. I think we need to go to Ranathar.
Well, that's in Leon, right?
Correct. It is north.
And that's where the new professor's going. Or Barry's going.
Okay. Well, we gotta talk about that, so...
Maybe over drinks.
Yeah. Let's go see what... I know it's advised not to, but I am very curious about what's going on outside.
I am too.
Yeah, I kind of thought it'd be more dramatic in here. We should go check out everything else.
Blackman's like, all right, thanks for checking out the cool rock. We haven't done anything with it.
Thanks for bringing us.
Oh yeah, we love to show stuff like this.
Yeah, sorry
come back.
about your lab coats.
Oh, it's fine. We can make more.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let us know if that thing starts misbehaving.
Misbehaving?
Yeah, and then she leaves.
Yeah, it'll grow if it gets taken out of stasis, so be careful. And then he leaves.
Okay.
Bye.
Don't die.
Yeah,
If
it'll
you
kill
to
you.
elaborate further, leaves.
Nice callback. Don't die.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't think we will. Bye. And as you kind of step out, you look and you step at the. You guys stepping out into the rain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
As you step out and you kind of just extend your hands out and you can feel it on the water. It's warm to the touch.
Wait, what can we feel in the water?
Yeah, the water
It's
feels
warm.
warm to the touch.
Oh, that's
Warm
nice.
rain.
I mean,
Cursed
Seems
things.
normal.
Warm rain.
seems normal. Let's go to the tavern.
Mhm.
That's what Gemini and Urek said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those of you, I think. Let me check something.
Do you get any vibes from the rain other than it's just warm?
It's the rain itself is a symptom, not a cause. It feels strange, like the sky changing its color. Ever so
Oh, the
slightly.
sky's color has changed?
Well, it's again.
It's getting darker.
Yeah, it got
Oh.
darker.
Oh.
Much
I
darker.
thought it was like turning green or
To,
something.
no, to clarify, because of the heavy rain and the clouds, it's hard to see the sky. But because of the oculars, you can still see the sky and the stars beyond it, and you can tell that the sun has a slightly darker hue, and the light seems to like it's different.
Wow.
The sun.
Or is the celestial still here or nearby?
Do-do-do-do. This presence, the conflict seems to have subsided.
I think I'm gonna roll my sleeves up and just kind of look at my forearm tattoos and look back up at the sun and say a little prayer to Eris to hope everything is all right in the end with this conflict.
Roll me a d20.
I like the idea that Portal had this dramatic thing started set up and we just skipped the cutscene.
No, that's okay.
Celestial, whenever they went by that temple, passing the way in.
With a
Are you there?
12, Urek, you
Are
feel...
you there, Eris? It's me,
No.
Urek.
You don't feel any kind of... Normally there's a welcome, a kind of respite you feel in your prayers. It's not that your prayers have gone on deaf ears, but rather it seems a less welcoming response. Like in that way, when someone is kind of really stressed out and really busy, they're like, okay, yeah, thanks, but not right now.
Mommy needs a minute.
That's a good example.
Do we need to
Dad?
go to the church? Dad?
No, I'm just kidding.
If you want to, you could.
I think something's wrong with the divine.
That's pretty metaphorical and deep, bro.
Would you like to go to the temple?
If you don't mind, maybe.
I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot of drinks there, but okay.
Do they have communion wine?
Yeah, I think that has some.
Of course
I
they
think
do.
that's for some kind of religious thing, though.
Oh, there's some of those temples that they just give juice, but really, come on.
Yeah, I think it'd just be easier to go to a bar to get a drink than to a tavern. I think that those will just have to stay separate for now. You know.
Well, they can go to the temple. I kind of want to find out. No, it's okay. Never mind.
Speaking of bar, if they have any areas that worship him in there, maybe you can get a drink.
As you kind of step up to the temple, you can see the bell is affixed in place on its final ring, kind of angled over the entire building slightly. And then there's a dong, and a colder wind blows, and all of you hear something in your mind. You feel it, anger. It's not yours. You can feel like a creature is angry, or perhaps that's just the way it is in how it sounds. But it is a roar that echoes throughout the heavens.
Well,
I'm
you guys
tired of all these abstract beings entering my thoughts.
And you get a very, very bad feeling.
Bah, bah, bah.
Yeah.
Or is that the celestial?
This unit. And you see it like kind of processing. Unclear.
Ori doesn't know what this is.
And as you approach the temple, you can see the bell tolls a 5th time, despite the hour not having truly passed. And as you approach its gates, we're ending today's session.
Yay!
Fun.
Temple gates. Next. Right.
Great.
I'm scared.
What are we walking into?
The Temple of Azadon.
Angry gods.
Well.
Dead gods.
Nah, not this campaign.
Can you guys hear my cat meowing? She just will
barely.
not leave me alone.
Thank you all so much for playing this week. I'm so glad
Thanks
to have
a lot.
fixed my problems. It's fantastic.
It's very fun. Thanks for running.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep, thanks,
for
Portal.
Hanging out.
I was just like, why? Why?
Yeah, I'm so scared.
I'm gonna
Well-
be like 3 sessions in with the cleric of Eris, and then he's gonna die. Just be like, oh shit, okay, well,
Okay.
find a new god now.
Oh, time to roll a number Storm Ranger.
On the side of the road, looking for a new god. Mine died.
And just pick up like a tracker, just like, hey, could you give me a ride?
Aspen
Don't
was
worry.
His
sad.
brother killed him.
Don't worry, Grumsh will
Like-
adopt everybody.
I was like,
So-
God died, and I heard him say, "Not again." You guys heard that?
No. Thank you all for playing this week.
Oh.